Are PC gamers getting fucked over? It's a question I have been asking myself lately, and it's not the first time. I believe most of us remember how PC gamers have been neglected in the past, with all the bad PC ports and so on. Although in that respect, I think things are better now. Sure, we get bad port once in a while, but most of them are pretty decent. What I'm talking about now is stuff that Sony do. For an example, nowadays, we get Sony exclusives, sure, but we get them few years later and still pay full price for them, which is outrageous in my opinion. Why should PC gamers have to pay full price for an old game that is half of that price on PlayStation? And on top of that, now they are trying to force us to register and log in to PSN. Sometimes I wonder if people who make these kind of decisions are complete morons. But most likely, they just think we are going to buy their product like a good little consumers anyway. So, it doesn't matter to them. And I'm afraid that they are most likely right. Here, we have a clear example of that. Until Dawn is a remake that really was not necessary and has some questionable changes. It's also overpriced as it costs more than it did on its original release 9 years ago. It's also a game with required PSN account, yet it still has mostly positive reviews on Steam. So that doesn't really give me much hope for the future. Okay, let's leave Sony alone for now and talk a bit about Rockstar Games and their upcoming PC release of Red Dead Redemption. Great game, and thank God it's not a full priced, but it's still overpriced as fuck. It costs about the same as it did back when it originally released on PS3 and 360. And yeah, it comes with a DLC, but no multiplayer. So I would say those cancel each other out as far as value is considered. And make no mistake about it, this isn't a remake or even a remaster. This is the original game, just ported to PC. I own that Game of the Year edition on Xbox. Do you guys know how much I paid for it? About $10. And I can slap that disc in to my Series X, and it upscales it to 4K. So I ask, what is the value of that PC port, especially when it costs $50? I don't know who thinks this is fairly priced. After all, it is over 14 years old game. And yes, of course, they also force us to log in to Rockstar Launcher. It's really hard not to hate Rockstar these days, which really is a shame. They used to make such good games. I talked earlier about Sony, so I guess it's only fair to look on the other side of the console wars. So how is Xbox treating us? Well, pretty good actually. Yes, some complain that they don't have enough games, but I don't really believe that, and I don't really care. What I care is how much they are going to charge us for the games they do have. So I feel I have to bring up Game Pass. On PC, Game Pass is still affordable, and you get all Xbox exclusives day one. So I still think that Game Pass is the best deal in gaming, especially on PC. So in conclusion, do I believe that PC gamers are getting fucked over? Yes, I do. We mostly are. But fortunately, it's not all bad. There is still good deals like Game Pass and fairly priced games, especially in the indie space. So I think we should support those and stop buying overpriced games. That's the only way we can change things. And I hope we will. I really do. After all, it's not just PC gamers who are getting fucked over. It's all gamers. By companies like Ubisoft. Just look how they overpriced their recent release of Star Wars Outlaws, or their upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows. And yes, it's also going to be full of microtransactions. Ubisoft really is the king of overpricing and under-delivering, but at least with them, I believe that they are getting what they fucking deserve. If we check how Ubisoft's stock is doing, it really doesn't look so good. And if we check their stock in the last 5 years, it looks even worse. Maybe fucking with your audience isn't such a good idea after all. Who would have thought? Interestingly, they for some reason released Assassin's Creed Mirage on Steam with a 50% discount. Maybe they are trying to make up for something, or the game just didn't sell that well when it originally released. I don't know. Oh, and I almost forgot. Ubisoft also forces us PC gamers to use that god-awful Ubisoft Connect. That's the only reason I used to play their games on console. Well, I mean, back when they still made good games. But that's ancient history now. Okay, I think I have rambled enough for now. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.